Mike James Rock Show.
It's Mike from the Mike James Rock Show, and joined by another Mike, Mikey,
hey,
from
man.
Mallory Knox, back in his rightful place as the front man of Mallory Knox.
Oh,
how does it feel to be back?
it's genuinely sort of surreal, to be honest,
Yeah?
man. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. You know, we put a lot of work in behind the scenes to sort of be here today and get fit enough and, you know, get our heads right and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the show couldn't have gone any better, in my opinion.
Oh, that's good.
And yeah, it was a real emotional roller coaster, dude. Yeah.
I can imagine, because obviously you left the band and then they carried on for a short while without you. Now you're back again. I can imagine that just the sheer headspace you've got to be in to approach the band to go, should we get back together again?
Yeah.
How did it all come about? Were you approached by the festival and said, look, do you want to get back together?
So basically, I'd had a lot of wonderful conversations with people who, you know, friends, family, and actually even fans at various shows that I went to as a punter, you know.
Yeah.
And then off the back of that, like last year, James and I kind of got talking at Slam Dunk, strangely, just about kind of, you know, when it would be right, when it was right, and it kind of got my gears whirring. And, you know, in our private lives, there's been some real kind of staunch moments where it's kind of given that understanding of the ticking of time that's gone by since, you know, back in the day. So it kind of really affirmed for me that there was no time like the present to get the ball rolling again, you know. And and I'm pleased to say that it's not always been easy, but it's been something that I'm really proud that all of us as a team have done together.
Yeah, that's good. I can just tell by your demeanour and stuff that you seem to be in a really good place.
For sure.
You seem to be definitely happier than the last time we interviewed you about 5 or 6 years ago.
I can imagine so, man. I can imagine so. Yeah, it's a journey, you know, and it's one that I'm sure a lot of your viewers and things can attest to, is that, you know, happiness isn't a sort of destination, it's kind of a moment in your journey, you know, and it comes and it goes, and it's kind of coming to terms with that, and also maximizing the behaviors that allow that moment to happen. And I'm grateful to say that at the moment I'm in a place where there's lots of wonderful things happening that have kind of been affirmative and cathartic, I suppose, to my journey personally.
Is it kind of exercise some ghosts at the same time?
Absolutely. I didn't realize there was a sort of whole sort of suitcase of ghosts in my sort of my attic, so to speak, you know, and kind of getting out and having the conversations and just testing yourself instead of thinking, doing. It has been one of the most amazing experiences for me.
I guess it's better to regret something you haven't done than something you have.
Couldn't agree more.
The other way around.
Absolutely.
Something you have done that you haven't done.
Yeah, 100%, man. And you know, it's like that whole sort of thing of like, when is the right time to start something? When is the right time to change? I suppose, you know, you got to have the energy, the right capacity, and stuff to be in the place for change. But yeah, it's having, I suppose, a date like Slam Dunk on the horizon
something
to push us forward.
Well, you've also just announced some tour dates as well.
Yeah.
Short run of UK dates later in the year.
Yeah, man.
Bristol's going to be the closest one to us.
Yes, fantastic. You have to come down, man.
Yeah, 100% we'll be there, man.
Sweet.
So, how was it? Did you have the tour in mind when you booked this show, or was the tour something that was like, well, we're getting on with playing Slam Dunk, let's do a run of dates and see what happens, kind of thing?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, you know, as I sort of said earlier, it's taken a lot of time and energy and rehearsal and all that sort of stuff to get the dust cleared off, to, you know, break out the rust, so to speak, in the gears, and so, like, it seems like a waste to just do a couple of shows and then, you know, like a couple of festivals and then disappear. I mean, it's also wonderful to have the kind of 10-year reflection moment on Asymmetry, you know. Of
course.
Yeah, we're not coming back and doing it all back to back or anything like that, but it's just something that, like I said earlier, about this sort of reflection of time and how time ticks on, and there's no time like the present. It's just a nice little reflection for us, and probably for fans, hopefully, as well, to be like, I remember where I was 10 years ago when Asymmetry came out.
We had the same thing earlier, actually. We were chatting to Set It Off, and for our first interview with them
band.
was when they did Slam Dunk in Wolverhampton. And it was like the street party version of Slam Dunk. And then obviously you toured with them and we put them on in Exeter. And it's all full cycle this year for a lot of people.
Absolutely,
it's like 10 years is It's the pinnacle.
I got quite emotional earlier actually because you know I'm pretty crap with faces. I'm not going to lie, but sorry with names. Sorry, but with faces I'm pretty good. You know, and I was sort of scanning the crowd as you kind of do, right? And I just saw so many faces of people that had like played, either played with us or had come and watched us at like the toilet shows, you know, shows that there's 5 people at and all that kind of stuff. And you see them with like little kids under their arm, or like not so much at the front, hopefully, but you know, you've just got this movement of time, which is just obviously it's kind of scary and a bit daunting at times. But I think under the right sort of perspective, it's amazingly beautiful, and it's so lovely to see all of those fans back today kind of doing with us, sort of celebrating and singing and having a go.
There's a whole lot of love out there for you.
Yeah, man.
Is there enough love in the band to be writing new material, or is it just we'll play some gigs and see how it goes?
Yeah, it's basically that at the moment. So you know, we're being very gentle and very sort of considerate of ourselves, essentially.
Yeah, that's understandable.
And we're sort of taking the ethos that we cross each bridge as they come. You know, so up until pretty much today, I haven't even really talked about the tour. I haven't thought about it. Obviously, I've been invested in emails and making the right, you know, the right venues and the right timing and all that sort of stuff. But ultimately, you know, the conversations of the micro points of a tour haven't been had yet because it's been our focus to be slam dunk ready.
Yes.
You know, and so going forward after today, the conversations will become tour focused, and then off of the back of that, we'll probably look, maybe even in the summer, we'll probably have the conversations about what else Mallory will do in and around.
Doesn't have to nowadays though, compared to when you first came on the scene. You don't have to release an album.
No.
Just standalone tracks, and you still got a hit on your hands.
Yeah, man.
It's all over the place now. There's no traditional cycles of album tour.
Yeah, it's a beautiful time to be creative, to be honest. So I'd certainly like to, you know, I personally, and I know a few of the guys are definitely very keen, like to just dabble, just play, whether we write for ourselves, we write for other people, we do something else, like whatever it is.
Out of you,
absolutely,
it's an itch.
If you have an ability to do it, like whether it's 2 people hearing it or 2,000 or 200,000, it's like just do it. It's the most. You know, there's not a lot of things you can get just like unadulterated pleasure out of, just for the sake of doing it. You know?
Music is universal and it's healing.
Totally, man.
You don't have to speak the same language, but you can still headbang along.
Couldn't agree more, man. I couldn't agree more. Yeah.
Perfect way to end an interview, I think.
Hell yeah, I agree.
Thanks, Mikey. Perfect.
Hey. Thanks, man.
Welcome to the My James Rock Show.